256, wind 0106, runway 1 right, cleared for takeoff.
1 right, good to go, yeah, 256.
Clear 4461, run right, line up and wait.
Hey everybody, I'm Jason Rosewell, and with me is Joe Riley, Mark Denton, and Tyler Shelton, and that makes this the first ever Christmas edition of FlightCast, the Infinite Flight podcast. Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So, what's everybody doing for the holidays?
Not a thing.
You just gonna sit around with your Copenhagen, Mark?
That's it.
And your iPad?
We're not doing
I got all my fishing lures hanging up on my little Charlie Brown Christmas tree, along with my little one lighted ornament. So I'm ready for it to get here and get going.
How about you, Tyler?
not a thing. My wife and I are just going to stay at home and binge watch The Office on Netflix. And we've traveled every single year, so this year we are completely against it. I'm going to try to fly, get my chick ride done,
Awesome.
and do nothing.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah.
What about you, Joe?
Nah, I've got 2 kids under 5, man, so it's going to be nonstop
it's a
for a
write-off,
couple
then.
days. Yep. No free time for me.
Ho, ho, ho.
So Joe's going to be up late Christmas Eve. Stuff and
Yeah, I'm probably going to do that before because I'll probably have quite a bit of bourbon Christmas Eve. So we want it to be done correctly, you know.
Yeah. My wife and I are looking forward to putting on Christmas vacation and wrapping presents. So that's our, and then of course there's just, ours is a write-off too. We're driving all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
y'all are wrapping presents on Christmas Eve?
Yeah, so that we can put them under the tree same time Santa does, dude.
Hell, listen, if they just come in either the Walmart bag, that's what they wrapped up in at my house. They either the Walmart bag or the Bass Pro Shop bag, whatever it comes in.
That's why it's important to go somewhere with complimentary gift wrapping.
Exactly.
Let them do it for you.
I want to know what makes having me, Tyler, and Mark here, what makes this the Christmas special?
That's a really good friggin' question.
What
I've been
about
asking
the
myself
three
the
of
same
us
thing.
screams Christmas special?
We're the least jolly people on this entire.
That's true. Actually,
No, that's not true. We've started putting smiley faces after everything we say.
Yeah.
Tyler
It
taught
just
us
makes me
that.
feel like I'm creepy. It just. It's like, is that really how I sound?
Yeah.
I'll sum it up in one word to relate it to Christmas, and it's eggnog. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yes.
So,
Okay. All
all right. Well, this is the Christmas special, whether you guys like it or not. So we're just going to continue on here. And it is, after all, an Infinite Flight podcast. So let's get a little business done right out of the gate. Joe, if someone doesn't have Infinite Flight, what should they do?
Probably stop listening to this, or they can head on over to the App Store for their iOS device or Google Play for Android and search for Infinite Flight.
Excellent. This podcast must be incredibly confusing for people who need to follow those instructions every week.
Yeah. Don't know how you just stumble upon this podcast, but, you know.
Yeah. Hey, I'm sure people do. Okay, it's
Yes.
interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. At least the last 3.
Yeah.
especially when we have people that post, I need to catch up on all 10 episodes.
Yeah, that's really encouraging.
I know.
Take a day off from work and get some bourbon. You'll need it.
There you go.
Tyler and Allie will be, watching The Office on Netflix, and everybody else will be tuned into FlightCast trying to catch up.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, let's get right to some fun Infinite Flight stuff. Now, guys, if this episode is playing, and notice I didn't ask if you were listening, and if you're in a turkey or Christmas beverage coma, prop yourself up and pay attention to this part. I've decided to launch a little FlightCast contest. So one of us will put out a video challenge for you guys on the FlightCast website, which we'll, of course, share on Facebook. You will then go and capture your best attempt at duplicating the challenge on solo mode by video, or you can fly live if you want and record it. Upload it to your favorite video publishing platform, whether that's Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, whatever it is, and share the link on the contest page that we're going to put up. The challenge could be a difficult landing, a stunt of some kind in a Spitfire, but that'll be explained later. So the best part is that FlightCast is actually going to offer a prize with this contest. So the winner, or winners, depending on the challenge, will receive a free month subscription to Infinite Flight Live. But I pay annually for Live, you might be asking. No problem. Flying Development Studio has graciously offered to extend your renewal date by 1 month if that's the case. Now we need to point out that while Flying Development Studio and the guys over at Infinite Flight are helping out with the logistics of the prize, they are not involved with the contest in any other way, financially or otherwise. So, that's it. What do you guys think?
Well, I like it.
I do too.
Yeah,
I wish
it's
I
good,
would have
right?
known, and I wouldn't have ruined it yesterday.
Yeah, he was a little premature on that front.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what I get for not reading the interview.
Yeah.
that's right. I put together a run sheet. You guys don't care.
I know. We spent an hour over there the other night, me, Jason, and Joe, trying to land at that airport. And, you know, we're sitting here going around. And one time Jason just disappears off the cliff. I laughed
Awesome.
about 3 hours on that. And then here comes Tyler looking like he's landing on rails, you know, just freezing it in. And I'm like, really?
That's great.
New challenge.
Tyler can do the next challenge, but for the first one, Mark's going to post a video of an extremely, what we think is a difficult landing for most of us who are human. And Joe and I have tried, and we are going to actually do a decent job of it now. But it's going to be good. We're not going to tell you where or how yet, or what aircraft, but when the time comes, we'll give all the instructions on
Is this the one
are.
we've been doing?
Yeah.
You know, there's already like 10 videos of this posted, right?
Well,
Yeah.
if
Sorry
someone
about
wants
that.
to post that video, then they can.
Okay.
Is that your fault, Tyler?
Yeah, Tyler's fault.
Appreciate that. It's usually the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we could post the contest and nobody's going to see it, but if Tyler puts a post on there, people will pay for Live just to be able to see it.
Mhm.
So
That's true. And just for the record, Tyler's going to be excluded from this contest and disqualified automatically, as is any other in-game mod or admin. So Matt, you're not allowed to join. So guys, let's talk about a couple ways that people can record their submission. One way is to obviously just make a recording with one device of your replay on another device if you're using iPads and iPhones and stuff like that. I guess I don't have an Android, so I'm assuming you can submit a recording using an Android pretty easily. You guys are all using Apple devices too.
Yeah, I have no idea.
but I see people posting recordings that are using an Android. Melvin posted that tutorial on how to land a 777 yesterday, and that was from an Android, I believe.
Okay.
Using a screen recorder. So.
Okay, well, there'll be lots of people, I'm sure, on IFFG and on the forum that can help you out with that if you're not sure. When we post the video of the how-to, or not the how-to, but the sample video, I'm thinking we'll probably just do it from the tower camera so that people can't see any of the HUD settings or anything like that. But we'll give weather and all kinds of other things that you have to abide by, and then go for it.
We did in a slight crosswind the other night, it was actually a tailwind.
Oh, a tailwind, yeah.
And then there was another time that we were doing it with a direct crosswind.
Yeah.
Ooh, the fun! Can't wait.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll post all that to the FlightCast website. There'll be a special little section of the site that's going to be coming, and I think it's going to be good. It's going to be fun.
I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Lots of fail videos. It's going to be great.
Yeah, whoever the guy is or person is that's putting the best of Infinite Flight videos together, this should give them some good material.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's going to be hilarious.
Part 4 will be FlightCast contest fails.
Hey, did you see your going away video?
I think you mean Rotate's going away video.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah.
I saw it, but I didn't have the whatever 6 or 16 minutes to spare that it would take to watch it.
Cool.
And I think one thing that we do need to mandate is that on any landing challenges that we do, no autopilot, no auto land rather.
Yes, good point.
And
We'll need
no
to see.
autoland.
Yeah, we'll need to see cockpit camera angles and stuff like that, so that we know you're not using the auto land.
It's
And
pretty
just so
obvious.
everybody knows, it is completely possible to snap landing gear. At least the nose gear. you don't think it's possible, but it is. It is.
Yeah, I have the pictures to prove it of Jason's landing versus Joe's landing.
Yeah, I definitely had a Joshua moment there.
Yeah, but at least his is a Joshua where you just kind of slide off or just
Drop the iPad and see what happens.
Yeah. Exactly.
Drop the iPad and yell. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Boom.
So, moving right along, we have been chatting a little bit about another instructional training video, and Tyler, you're planning on producing a video for ATC hopefuls. Can you tell us a little bit about what that means?
Sure. Kind of discuss the idea of making a video that is just the perfect test. So a lot of people ask, like, okay, well, we're going to do this test, but how many pilots are going to show up? What do you want me to do? Is everybody remaining in the pattern? Are there aircraft coming inbound? So what I thought would be cool is to make a video that just has, every possibility of what you could expect on a test and exactly how to do it. So, one of us will control and we'll have 4 to 5 test pilots, and we'll show you how to handle inbound aircraft, how to expedite your departures, how to avoid conflict on the ground, the proper way to do a transition, sequencing, which that's like the bread of our testing, so we can give a lot of good scenarios on that. And the hope is to have the video from the controller's perspective, but also in the corner, we can also have a recording with the view from the pilot perspective as well. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting and help a lot of people.
So I'll be controlling, obviously.
Duh.
I think it'll be helpful to a lot of our controllers.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
Somebody's got Skype messages popping up.
It's not me.
Yeah, it was me.
Thanks, Joe.
Yep, not a problem.
All right, so the next, ATC perfect test. That's awesome. The next thing is going to be another Tyler item, actually.
Imagine that.
We've been talking about a new grading system we've actually been chatting about for quite a while just in our group here. Tyler, can you fill us in? What's going on kind of on the FDS end of things?
Yeah, the new grading system is actually looking at more of the whole person concept as far as the users. Before, there was always a big emphasis on just XP, which I think a lot of us know that XP, which is the same as operations, that doesn't always mean that you're extremely knowledgeable or you follow the rules. It just means you've done this X amount of times or you've gotten this amount of points. Like I do touch and goes all the time, so you can get however much XP you want. It doesn't really mean a whole lot. Right. So now we're factoring in stuff like, how many landings to violations do you have, or are you an active pilot? Are you flying? Are you getting this X amount of landings within 90 days? If you're a user that gets violations often or is getting ghosted often, you can actually be banned from the advanced server now. So if you get ghosted 2 times within a 24-hour period, you're actually suspended from the advanced server for 24 hours. If you get 3 ghostings within 7 days, you're suspended for 7 days. So I think this is a good incentive for people to actually follow the instructions. And a lot of people, they've given feedback, this is a little harsh, if sometimes you get violations by accident. And that is true. We don't have it set to where 1 violation and you're booted. But I think this will actually make people maybe take their time a little more and actually plan their flights. And, when you're descending, you're really going to think about, okay, let me make sure I'm down to 250 knots before I pass through 10,000 feet, Whereas if you can just get 10 violations in a flight and then go do some touch and goes and it's gone, you're not really going to care and take some ownership like you would with this new system.
Joe, this means that it's a bad idea for you to advance the throttle to take off power from the gate. Okay.
Yeah, I got that. I can't do that anymore.
I know you want to get in the air and you're really excited, but
Yeah, depends on.
okay, so Tyler, how does this kind of affect day-to-day operations from a air traffic controller standpoint?
For us, right now, we have a major increase in just the volume of traffic because now the XP requirement to get on the advanced server is 10,000 XP. And a lot of people, they might see that as, well, hey, this is why, these users are so inexperienced. And that may be true in some cases. But for controllers right now, ghosting has increased by quite a bit because there's a lot of people that, although they may have low XP or even some with high XP, they really just don't belong on the server. They're not following the instructions. We've seen a major increase in people just taking off without permission. People on final at 600 knots, just cruising through 10,000 feet. So right now it's definitely kind of like Operation Cleanup. And over time, it will get better because, as these users start, getting hit with these 24-hour suspensions, 7-day suspensions, they might go, okay, well, this kind of sucks. I really don't want to fly on free flight or playground only. I want to be able to fly on the advanced server. So now they have some incentive to start doing better. But I think these first few weeks are going to be a little painful.
Yeah. So Mark or Joe, have you guys been dealing with, as recruiters or just regulars, and Mark being a mod, are you dealing with any fallout from this already from angry pilots?
We're getting more from the controller side, honestly, than the pilot.
That's the biggest thing that we're seeing is, we're getting a lot more controllers asking about ghosting for this or ghosting for that, and so it's not just new to pilots. It's also, it's new for the controllers as well because of our ghosting guidelines. So it's just going to be a process that it's not going to become perfect overnight or anything like that. It's something that's going to be just just a steady process until everybody catches up with everything. A learning curve, really.
Yeah. All four of us are on the ATC testing group. Guys, how do you feel the new recruiting process is faring with the written test in place now? We talked about that a couple weeks ago.
So much better.
It
oh, man.
saves us so much time. It really weeds out the people that don't need to be testing.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not always a bad thing. They may just not be at the point where they have the knowledge to pass. And it sounds mean, but, we're saving ourselves from wasting time. We're saving them from wasting time because although they may be missing a lot of questions on the test, at the end of the test, they actually go, oh, okay, well, I had no idea. Because the way we have the test designed is that, at the end of the test, you can review everything you got wrong. So you don't leave the test going, well, I got it wrong, but I have no clue what it was supposed to be. And on many of the questions, we have feedback. So we have, a paragraph explaining this is the correct answer and this is why it's correct. This is how you apply it. And this is why we do what we do,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've gotten messages back from people that have failed. So, hey, I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought I was ready, but this is kind of showing me I'm not, but it knows what they need to work and what questions they need to ask. So hopefully the learning curve for the newer guys won't be quite as steep as what it has been in the past.
But I think it's been we've been doing it for a week now.
Yeah.
If that, and I mean, it's just changed the game for us on the recruiting side. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
And I think it's starting to boost the confidence of people whenever they come to take the test, because a lot of times, I mean, whether they admit it or actually realize it or not, I think sometimes it's kind of embarrassing for people to come take the test and then get the feedback that they do because they're thinking, well, I control on the playground all the time. I know what I'm doing, and then per our standards, they're like, oh, well, I didn't think I was that bad, So I think being able to actually take this test in a private setting where it's just them, you know what I mean? And the feedback comes directly to us. Well, by the time they pass the test and they're ready for the practical, they're actually feeling like, okay, I really know this stuff and I have a pretty good chance at passing right now.
Oh, yeah, because it was getting to the place. I mean, we were even getting people on the practical test before we started the written one. They couldn't even log into the tower and ground frequency properly.
Yeah. We had one test where we didn't even get off the ground. I taxied to the runway and I was just like, yeah, no, I can't even stand to see anything else. Like, we have to address this stuff right now. And we ended the session. So,
yeah.
The worst was probably when Tom and I got sent to opposite ends of the runway and both cleared for takeoff at the same time.
What are you talking about? That's just fun.
Yeah, I don't think that guy would have passed the written test.
But that's when it goes from test to entertainment.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's when you do your taxiway takeoffs.
Yes.
Exactly.
Taking off from the gate.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, I have something. Back to the grading system real quick.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about this earlier, and I've been kind of just keeping track of all the complaints I've seen, and a lot of people, including us on the controller side, are saying, well, like, hey, what's going on with all these new pilots? Look at them. They have 11,000, 12,000 XP. So just to share some stats with our users, we kind of did like a 2-day span of all the ghosted users and then averaged out their stats. So actually, the average XP for our ghosted users is 98,000 XP. So that's, almost 80,000 off from what people are complaining about. Average total violations, 178. Average landings within a week is 11. Average violations in a week is 2.5. And then not average, but total ghosting is 3.5. So that's kind of the average of what we're looking at right now. So
You've just described Joe, I think.
Yeah, I was reading his stats in the system. Sorry.
Wow.
I
have far fewer.
XP.
I don't land that often, so that's not me.
Unless you include nose gear landing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But really, on the surface, I mean, you might just see the XP and go, well, that's a crappy user. But there's a lot more that goes into it, and a lot more than that, than what meets the eye. So things are headed in the right direction. Just be patient. And like a lot of other things that have been implemented, they're not going to be perfect on day one. We're going to have a lot of growing pains as we try to accommodate more and more users and stuff. So just hang in there.
And I think everybody needs to understand too that this was not just like an overnight thing. There was a lot of thought put into everything that's happened. It wasn't just hey, let's wing it and see what happens. I mean, it was stuff was looked at, thought about, and they weren't trying to just say, hey, screw you because you can't taxi under 35.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not meant to really punish anybody. If you were able to access the server and then, with this new change, all of a sudden it's like, hey, what the heck? I can't get on. I'm only a level 2. You got to look at the big picture. Long term, this is best for the app and, for the direction that Infinite Flight's going. Because ultimately, people argue to the death on this. It's a simulator, not a game. And people want it to be treated that way. So this is a good move.
And the good news is that it's free. They're not charging for that.
Yeah, it's a free feature, everybody.
Get an in-app purchase that blocks you from the advanced server.
How exciting.
Joke's on you, loser. Oh, that would be terrible.
That's not a good way to make money.
Merry Christmas. Yeah.
But it's definitely good.
Well, that's exciting. Can any of you guys share any maybe exciting things for the new year with Infinite Flight? Tyler, you've got the inside track. Give us a hint.
I don't know. That wasn't really the plan to share anything. I asked if I could just give just a pinch of what's coming, or I don't know, how do you say it, Joe? A dash or whatever.
Yeah.
But just a pinch of whatever, But
as we're gonna go dashing
to,
into the new year, I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't want
Well,
to
fine.
share anything. It's better to have some surprise, and we'll just wait for the sun to set on the new year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Well, that's too bad. That's a shame.
I got nothing.
I got nothing. I got nothing, but I know I got.
Well, since we're doing a
Should have
Christmas
cricket
special,
sound effect right here.
I'm sorry, are you not done with
There's
Tyler?
going to need to be multiple crickets in this because there's some awkwardness. See?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's okay. Sometimes you just need to let things hang for a bit.
I'm going to have to edit that out.
Well, I am
Yeah.
now that you pointed it out. Well, since it's a Christmas special, guys, why don't we... I want everybody to share a Christmas tradition. It could be one that from your childhood, or it could be something that you do now with your family. You guys are Americans. I'm assuming you guys just go to the shooting range or something on Christmas morning.
I wish.
We go deer hunting.
I wish.
Hold on, let me Google Christmas traditions and I'll give you one.
We make hot cacao and sit by a fire and read stories. That's story. Yes, multiple stories.
We break out the deep fryer and the Coors Light.
You deep fry Coors Light?
No, deep fryer and Coors Light.
Oh, okay.
Hey, if they can do deep fried Coke, I'm sure they can do deep fried Coors Light. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm surprised that hadn't been done yet. They are I've seen videos of them boiling Coke to see all the sugar that's in it and what it looks like after the liquid evaporates or whatever.
It's terrible.
But not deep frying yet.
We've completely derailed from this question.
Does anybody have a friggin' Christmas tradition they want to share?
I don't know.
We put up a tree.
Yeah.
Decorate it.
I always got loads of Christmas because in the morning we would always go to one of my parents' house. So I'd go to like my mom's house and open, presents first thing in the morning, and then we'd go to my grandma's house in the middle of the day, eat food, open way more presents, and then go to my dad's house that evening. So now whenever you throw in going to the in-laws in the mix, it's like 4 Christmases in one day, and it's exhausting but fun.
Someone should make a movie about that.
Christmases.
4 Christmases?
Yeah. My kids make out like bandits because we're a blended family, so we have Christmas with my wife and I, Christmas at their mom's house, Christmas at my mom's house, Christmas at my dad's house, Christmas at grandparents' house. Like, honestly, those guys get 6 or 7 Christmases.
Are they the
Bananas.
only grandkids in the family right now?
No, they're not on my side.
That he knows about.
Hey-o.
Yeah.
No, well, on my wife's, yes. On my side, there's my brother's daughter, but they live in Virginia, and we do like every other year with them, so kind of.
So basically,
the,
National Lampoons needs to contact you and Tyler for Christmas with the Sheltons and Christmas with the Roswells. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Christmas Vacation is still one of the greatest movies.
Absolutely. Christmas with the Sheltons sounds good. They're
Have you
going to
all
be
noticed
by
that
themselves.
there's
You guys have room for more?
There's a guy that flies around with a lot of sap as his name.
Yeah.
I saw that guy until they changed the screen name rules.
I swear to
Or
God, he had
call
to be
sign.
the worst pilot I've ever seen.
The
Very full.
worst.
A lot of sap.
Yeah.
I think his name on his screen name was Clark G.
Yeah. I remember that. We need
Genius.
to end this episode with full.
I'm just glad that Tyler's going to have a beep.
He's gonna have a couple.
People just, picture Tyler with a halo, and, now he's making fun of Tristan, and, it's great. I'm sure that won't make it. We're good.
Joe, we have worked so hard on
I'll tell you.
Tyler.
You guys just
and-
let me let my hair down?
I mean, it's like watching an investment grow.
It is.
So
He's the
But
chia
yeah, I mean-
pet of anger.
it's a Gia pet of anger.
When you met me, I still had headgear and training wheels, so we've come a long ways.
Just Gia.
Tyler, since we have you on the line, how's the PPL going?
It's going pretty well. Right now, the weather is terrible. I picked the absolute worst time of year to try to get it because just about every other day it's IFR or it's the holidays. So right now I'm at like 32, 33 hours. So I'm planning on cross country this weekend, finish up my 40 hours, take the written test next week, if not the first of the year, and then I'll have my check ride shortly after.
Nice.
And going right into instrument. So
Now, IFR, that's I follow roads, right?
what's that?
Isn't that what that stands for?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Guys, I'm still trying to teach Tyler some of the lingo that his instructor, won't go over with him. So
Hey, I got enough acronyms in the military. I don't need all these extra ones.
I don't feel too bad for you with the IFR conditions because when I finally decide to get my license, I have a very small window up here to fly in the summer, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's almost a must.
in 3 days, isn't it?
It's a good couple days at least, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we don't have any snow. It's we're recording this on December 17th, and we so far have a green Christmas. So to get back to Christmas again, and Infinite Flight, Mark and I have gone ahead and kind of meshed the two together on a very special version of Twas the Night Before Christmas, the Infinite Flight edition. We tried to get Joe to help, but his version ended up being so inappropriate that there's no way we could use any of it.
That's going to be on recording.
And that's the truth, too.
What? I missed that part.
There is a whole Joe version that is just unusable.
I would beg to differ.
Oh, it's usable. Just, it's you're going to have to pay, for it.
Joe, you go ahead and you post yours on the forum and then see how it goes.
I'm a moderator. Don't make me have to close it, please.
just shut the entire forum right down.
Oh, believe me, you'd be third in line to close anything I posted on there.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, should we go ahead with our "Twas the Night Before Christmas"?
Yeah.
On Infinite Flight. Who's reading? Am I reading?
Kept words from the original one that we did.
Pardon?
I wish we had kept the words from the original one we did 2 months ago.
That one was truly incredible. Unfortunately, it got archived.
I had more difficulty trying to think of stuff for this one to keep it listener friendly. I did with the other version.
Well, how many times do we go to type something serious and the first sentence is legit and then it just goes off the rails?
Every time.
Every single time.
That was like planning this episode yesterday. I was like, I'm so sorry, Jason. Hey, what do you guys want to talk about? And then, 2 seconds later, we're writing poems and...
Everybody wants to be on the podcast, but then nobody wants to put in any work.
It took me a while to write mine. I'm sorry you don't approve, okay?
I love it. I love it. I just can't use it, or I'll have to mark the podcast as explicit.
Yeah, well, story of my life.
He has to start getting a rating, rated R, MA, stuff like that.
Yeah, we're going to lose some of our listenership.
I don't know. We might increase it.
Yeah. Well, half of them don't know what any of those words mean anyway.
Oh, this is true.
We'll just include the link to Urban Dictionary.
Yeah. What?
Oh, my. Oh, that can't go in there.
No, but that could be beat.
Just bleep it, and they'll have to guess for weeks what that word was. That'll be the first contest.
That'll be the first challenge. What did Joe say?
I think I might just re-record this whole thing on my own. Oh my goodness.
All right, back to the tradition.
What we're going to do now is we're going to put on a little fireplace.
We're going to regret the decision to have the four of us do anything legitimate.
That's right. Oh,
this is our annual tradition, so each year it's only going to get better.
Yes.
Hey, I've got a fantastic guest lined up for next episode, so it's going to make this episode.
Eventually, we'll do this live somewhere.
Yes.
At a bar.
We're going to do one live next fall in San Francisco.
Yes.
You mean next summer in Florida?
Okay.
I'm not going to Tristan's house.
No, we don't want people showing up.
Oh, yeah, right.
You don't want to sleep in an armory?
I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night being lasered.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, look at my new toy.
Yeah. Did I tell you guys I got a laser? Oh my
Squirrel.
gosh. Why? Tristan, why do you have your Christmas tree set up? It's July. Okay, well, anyway, we're going to put on a little Christmas fireplace Yule log ambience in the background.
I cannot
here.
wait to see how this turns out.
It's going to be a lot of editing for Jaybird. That's what's going to happen. All right.
Who's reading what?
Do you want to do some reading, Mark?
Well, you can read the whole thing. It's your show.
Okay. You guys have another 45 minutes while I try and read this thing?
Comma, coma. Unique New York.
Twas the Night.
Rubber baby, bubby. Not gonna happen.
Go for
I'm just about to lay a fat doo-doo on my keyboard here.
Colonoscopy. Okay. Yep, got it.
Here we go. All right. 'Twas the night before Christmas, Infinite Flight edition. 'Twas the night before Christmas on Infinite Flight. Not an engine was spooling, not a Cessna in sight. The airplanes were parked in the hangars with care, in hopes that landing smoke soon would be there. The pilots were weary from crosswinds and ghosting, from rotate and max and their constant forum boasting. When over the threshold what should appear but Joshua Smythley trying to land with no gear. With the latest updates came the long-wanted Airbus, the 18, the 19, and the 21 to please us. They'll all be happy, FDS thought. But the comments came in, and it was all for naught. We want the 787 and the A350, but please make it free, said the posts on IFFG. It's amazing to fly with tablet in hand, but more striking still are those who screw up Autoland. Lined up for takeoff at Friday's event, even with procedures there are pilots will resent. Not following procedures, Nimrods fly all around, are soon to discover their destination is Ghost Town. Clear for takeoff, Corporate 91, FCAS line up and wait. Go around to the single plane, though, whose call sign is Flight of 8. Skyhawk Heavy and the Spitfire do a 360 for spacing. Whiskey Mike 2311 Lima Alpha still waiting for pushback, his anger is raging. As we draw to a close because we've run out of time, we'll know there'll be screenshots saying, OMG, Matt's plane is right beside mine. There's been a lot of great memories from 2015. So from all of us to you, happy holidays. It's going to be an awesome 2016.
Nicely done.
Yeah,
Only
dude,
one
nice.
mistake.
Yeah.
Anything anybody wants to add before we close this debacle of a program?
Yeah, so earlier we talked about doing the perfect test. So Jay and I think Mark is getting on board with this too. We've been kind of messing with some new software to do some better recordings. So the plan in the future is to start making some more videos. But I would much rather do live stream just because I think that gets people involved and, actually just being able to watch and maybe have like a weekly show where we address like, all right, we're just going to do flying in the pattern. And, as people watch, they can send in questions, and we can answer them right there live. And that'll be uploaded right to YouTube after so people can go back and watch. So if you want, leave in the comments if you guys have ideas for tutorial videos for live sessions or just stuff you're wondering about. Maybe that's something we can tackle here in the near future. What
Nice.
is it? New future?
I actually played around a little bit on the FlightCast YouTube channel with Air Server straight to YouTube. It worked pretty well.
Yeah, the live stream is really good.
My problem, though, at least where I am, is my upstream on my internet connection. It's only 2 megabits per second, so you really do need more than that to have an awesome video.
Right.
But I don't have fiber to my building, so it's not going to happen right now.
It's a bummer.
Yeah. But, that'll be great. I'm excited to see that like some more, especially some more good instructional videos that are coming from Tyler. Let me just stress that.
I mean, sometimes I see these videos and I'm like, oh man, I should be making these. But sometimes as long as the content is accurate, I mean, I don't care. I think it's pretty cool that people want to like get involved and make these videos and post tutorials, try to help people. So it's like, hey, let's, if the community wants to do it and have at it, that's great.
Fine.
So
Yeah.
Hey, we didn't let Cam get his little 2 cents in here this time, so let's do that. Hey Cam, you know what'd be great?
What's that, Jason?
If there was an app I could use along with Infinite Flight. Something I could use to track and share my flights, or check out where the action is before starting some ATC work.
Well, I actually happen to create something that does all of that.
Really?
Really. Head over to liveflightapp.com, where you can track flights in Infinite Flight live in real time, view stats about your flight, and learn more about pilots and controllers around you.
Cam, I have a confession to make. I knew all of that. I was just testing you.
Well, anytime you'd like me to come by for another test, just let me know.
Thanks, Cam. In the meantime, everybody, why don't you head over to liveflightapp.com for your next flight. Now back to the podcast. All right. Thanks, Cam. It's always nice to hear you say the same thing every time. Also, I would give a really huge shout out to the guys that are putting together the IF Journal, the Infinite Flight newsletter, every other week that offsets FlightCast. But
no, correct that. It's not every other week.
Well, that's what I was just about to say.
Okay, sorry.
Their promise to us was every other week, but it's not happening over the holidays, so don't bother looking for a new IF Journal, I guess.
So you'll just have to go to your closest Max and Irma's and look at the kids menu for your favorite crossword puzzle.
And one thing I've noticed,
I'm sorry, word search. My bad.
They have a little thing that says, they have these questions or these statements there toward the end, and it's basically like a who's who is this person, answers to follow in the next episode. I still have yet to see the answers from the previous.
There's like 30 questions I don't have answers for.
Yeah. So I'm just really at a loss here.
Well, of course we're poking fun at these guys. If you do get a chance, go and check out IF Journal on Facebook. And I should be more prepared. They have a website too. Anybody know what the website is?
www. And I don't know what the rest of it is.
.com.
.org.
Yeah.
It's actually it's quality stuff. The first time when they first started talking about it, I'm like, okay.
And here comes Tyler in to legitimize it.
Happy face.
I'm just saying that they could add some connect the dots and stuff for a little more, wow factor. But
we could have
it's good
tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
And since we did bring it up, the website is ifjournals, plural, .weebly.com. So check it out. IF Journal is Friends of FlightCast.
On Facebook too?
Yeah, they're IF Journal on Facebook, I think. Let me see. Or go to facebook.com/infiniteflightjournal. That's easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Well, Santa's little helpers, thanks for joining me today. It's been a really inauspicious Christmas episode.
Oh.
Yeah, and you're the one that wanted to do it.
I beg to differ.
After everybody's had drinks. That was your idea originally.
That would have been a better idea, actually. Well, thanks for listening. If you haven't already, head over to the App Store or Google Play and download Infinite Flight. For more FlightCast, visit flightcast.audio. We would love it if you would subscribe to the podcast and review it on iTunes. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/FlightCastAudio and on Twitter at FlightCastAudio. If you have any ideas for the show, please leave them in the comments. FlightCast is brought to you by Linkhouse Media on the web at linkhousemedia.com. Podcasting takes time and money, so if you have a few extra bucks, we would love it if you would consider donating to help keep us going strong. To donate, visit flightcast.audio and click on the yellow PayPal button in the sidebar. To cover the fine print, FlightCast is not affiliated with Infinite Flight or Flying Development Studio. I'm Jason Rosewell. Thanks for listening, and happy landings. And you're at a turkey dinner or Christmas. Oh, that sucked. I'm going to start that again. Brutal.
Read the line.
I'm just going to read it. Now, guys, if this episode is playing, notice I didn't ask if you were listening, and you're in a turkey or Christmas beverage, quote unquote, comma.
Coma.
Coma. I thought it said coma.
Do I just need to tell them I'm not coming back to work today? Is that what is going to need to happen here?
You should probably just start driving to your son's Christmas thing. You guys are going to sit there and you're going to like it, okay?
Okay.
If I'm in
I love
a
how
Christmas.
parentheses, though, actually deepen your voice. I do like that.
I love Christmas commas.
I prefer the Christmas semicolon.
That was kind of a happy accident, one of those Freudian slips. Instead of Christmas beverage, comma, it's coma.
There is a comma there after the word coma.
In
Yeah.
case it's Christmas and you're passed out in gutter drunk.
with your scratch and win lottery tickets.
There you go. That you bought 100 of and didn't win any.
And
Okay,
you're
let me
on
try
your
this one more time.
360 for spacing.
Yeah.
Let me try this one more time.
Merry Christmas.
So anyway, what
Alan,
Oh, the Christmas episode featuring the Grinch.
I somehow found 3 Grinches. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always important to.
Oh gosh, I can't put that in, you idiot.
What? Normally it goes the other direction, but
I'm gonna get an email from iTunes pretty soon.
you
I'm
must
gonna
do
mark
it
this as explicit, or we're not gonna let you put it on there.
It's 2015. Everything's
Jason,
offensive.
It doesn't matter. Jason, it doesn't matter because his wife loves him anyway.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh man. That's
All right, so we can go back then. That's fine. I'll leave my joke out.
All
Have
right.
you ever had an episode that had more bloopers than content?
This is gonna be it. It's gonna be a record.
It's
More like
10
dropped calls and bloopers than there is actual usable content.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, somebody's gone. Joe's gone.
Thank God.
Joe says, "Sorry, I hit the wrong button."
Yeah, well, I'm sure that's not his first time.
Thanks, Joe. That's really professional.
I'm sorry, dude. Wrong button.
Uh-huh.
What's up?
Well, you're just in time to hear us say goodbye.
Oh, okay. Are we done?
I'm gonna have to edit so much on this.